Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another retro gaming review. And after having just reviewed the Sinclair ZX Spectrum conversion of the arcade game Buggy Boy, which came out in 1985, now I'm bringing out Elite's 1988 Amstrad CPC conversion. So instead of giving me the menu option that it did in the Spectrum version, it's taken me straight to the course section, although I did notice at the bottom of the screen it gave me a choice between joystick and keyboard there. So that's effectively replacing the K left, L right, A and Z to accelerate and decelerate. I think I can just about manage that. Yeah, all right. Off-road first. Ooh, nice music there. Well, this is moving at a respectable frame rate so far. Not entirely convinced about that tunnel effect. Oh, this is definitely more playable than the Spectrum version. Oh. And the buggy being smaller actually works in its favour because it means I can actually see what the hell's going on in front of me. By the Spectrum version trying to show off, it not only fell flat by not being programmed in such a way that it could handle it. Don't get me wrong, the Spectrum can and has handled large size sprites before, but it does have to be done properly in order for it to work. And it looks like in this version you don't have to worry about getting the flags in any particular order like you did in the original arcade, where it mattered what... Oh, pancakes. It slows down a bit when you got things like that cliff side on the right there. Ooh, I actually made it onto the high score table. Oh, God. Why can't I just type it in? Let's try north. That is a nice musical effect. Not sure about that countdown sound effect, but... Ooh, that's nice. It's nice and smooth, this version. Whoever programmed the Spectrum version, look at this and weep. Because Outrun was a particularly poor Amstrad conversion, and even this shows potentially what that could have been. It just needed the right team behind it and people who knew how to... Like before, that did slow down when that... Oh, damn it, I wanted to get that time gate. Oh, I couldn't avoid that because of that jump. Oh, damn it, missed that. God, I thought I was going to hit that rock. Give me a time gate, please. I'm running out. Oh, pancakes. One thing that this version doesn't do, the Spectrum version does, is put you straight back into low gear if you reset after having... Oh, it doesn't have a start gate the way that the Spectrum version did. Oh, crikey. Damn it! But at least it doesn't take forever and a day to reset you back on the track. Ugh. Oh, nice. What? I don't know what happened there, but... Oh, I couldn't do anything about that. I don't know why you can't see. I couldn't see what gear I was in whenever I'm going through a tunnel. Ooh. Oh, that's terrible. That's the second time I've gone over a jump and I couldn't avoid what was coming next. God, I thought I was going to miss that time thing, but it let me have it, which is good because I desperately needed that. Ooh. Let's have a look at East. Another thing, like the Spectrum version, this one doesn't seem to have other racers in it either. But the main thing is it runs at a far more respectable frame rate. So I can just about forgive it for that. Oh, damn it! Graphics are a little bit blocky, but that was to be expected for the platform, unfortunately. And it's still not as blocky as things were on the Spectrum version when they got up close, simply because they didn't have enough scaled sprites to make it more convincing. Damn it! Where did that come from? I'm sure that wasn't there a moment ago. I do feel it's getting a bit slower when you go through a tunnel, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, just. I have to confess, I am enjoying this a lot more than the Spectrum. Ooh, look! Novabug, tumbleweeds! As I mentioned in my Chase HQ review on the Spectrum, there's a YouTuber called Novabug who also specialises in doing 8-bit game test, live game testing streams on a Saturday, usually for the Amstrad CPC 464. And every time someone in the chat tells a really bad joke, he gives him or her a tumbleweed for his or her troubles, and it's a constant source of amusement. Ooh, God. Ah! Just a shame it slows down when you go through a tunnel when you have big things like that display on the right, which I do. Oh! Completely misread that. Can I make it to the checkpoint before my time runs out, please? Simple answer, no, I can't. West. All things considered, those keyboard controls at the bottom are pretty good. I mean, the layout is very similar to QAOP. It's just a little bit further down the keyboard, so it's more than bearable even for people who would normally have used something like QAOP. Oh, again! I do a jump and I end up crashing straight into a wall section because I just can't avoid it. Oh, missed it. Oh, cack. Oh, let me have that in a way. hit detection better in this than it is in the Spectrum version. It was all over. It seemed to be very unpredictable in the Spectrum version. Sometimes it was very forgiving in that version, other times it would punish you. Especially with how long it took to reset the buggy once you had crashed. It was very, very frustrating. Oh, actually went over a jump and didn't crash headlong into a wall section. No! Damn it! Oh, pancakes. So just one more track to try before I wind up this review and give my final verdict. That countdown sound effect's a bit twee. Couldn't they have picked something a bit with a bit more grunt to it? No. No. Ah, again. Everything's really smooth in this. At least in terms of how it moves. Graphics are a bit blocky, as I said, but how it plays is really good, and it's not so blocky that I can't understand what's happening. I'm not going to be able to get that time thing on the left there. More's the pity. It really does slow down when you go through a tunnel. So that's all 5 of these courses done on Buggy Boy for the Amstrad CPC. So now time for my final verdict. Graphics, a little bit blocky but nice and colourful, and unlike the Spectrum version it's not so big that you can't see enough of the course ahead of you, and it had a generally higher viewpoint which also worked in its favour. And everything was nicely animated. It wasn't the point where it had something that was sort of mid-level drawn and distance drawn that was simply magnified as it got closer, which meant that everything became blocky and indistinct like it was in the Spectrum version. And everything just generally animated really smoothly. I'm very impressed with that aspect. Sound, a couple of the sounds are a bit too twee for my liking, but the engine sound is pretty good, and it's just the countdown sound that I felt was a bit too twee and didn't really fit in. But other than that, there's not really much to complain about with the sound, and that burst of music that you get when you first select a course is also a nice touch. Gameplay, nice and smooth. That is a twee sound effect. Nice and smooth, very playable. The controls are nice and responsive, which is a must for a game like this, and it was just generally a lot more a pleasant playing experience than the Spectrum version that I've just reviewed was. And this is another one that shows you can have a playable playable racing game on the Amstrad CPC. So whoever made Outrun, look at for that platform, look at this and weep. So I'm going to give Buggy Boy for the Amstrad CPC 7 out of 10. After you've been through all 5 courses, it's questionable whether there's enough to really bring you back, especially as the other Buggy racers that were in the original arcade version are nowhere to be seen in this version either. So it only become a matter of time before the idea of racing against yourself began to the interest might begin to wane pretty quickly. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. Hope to catch you on another one soon. Taxi88 out.